All right, you probably noticed I just put out a general video on Mother's Day stuff, and I hadn't put out a video for a while since like April 25th. I've been working on this presentation for the May 19th Zoom meeting, Cosmic Conversations with the Wish Alliance. I've been working on that pretty hard because I am going to include some edited down clips of the videos that I have out here on this site. So I am going to show some examples of what it's like when I'm talking about learning without knowing. And one of the first things I'm going to talk about is, well, I don't know if I'm not going to talk about me and electricity. I have a video out there on it, being able to feel electricity, sometimes manipulating it, that kind of thing. I have a video out. God, I'm itching. Yeah. It's probably all that poison sumac I got into weed eating. Sumac, weed eating and just coveralls and bare arms and weed eating sumac everywhere at the pink house. Ugh. Anyway, I'm not going to talk about the electricity part of it, but the funny thing is last month in April, Maisha Johnston was one of the speakers, and she was talking about little kids, uh, almost like with psychic kind of talent stuff, getting taken and tested, and almost like fragmenting their personality cells so they can be programmed to do certain things. And I've heard about this kind of thing with secret space programs. Did you hear people talk about that kind of thing? The funny thing is I do have a memory specific to that. Uh, two, two main memories. One is something like that, like I'm being tested by these other people, psychic kind of things, and I'm able to shrink down within myself and hide within myself and just show them enough to where they know that their identification techniques work. So their identification techniques work, but I don't have enough of what they're looking for. And I'm able to hide the true part of myself and everything else about me and only show them what I want to show them. As a way of hiding and getting put back in public instead of something else happen. And I have a second specific memory related to that. In a parking lot with my parents going into toward a store, some I don't know if it's a grocery store, what kind of store, but it's in the parking lot of a store, and a stranger coming up, random stranger, and I started getting this like telepathy thing in my head, start getting these impressions in my head of this is one of those people checking up on me for some reason, coming back and checking up on me, like I don't know why they would check up on me if they got rid of me the first time, why they would check up on me, but he checked up on me, almost like this can sound weird, almost like they were told there was something else going on, so go back to this one kind of thing. But I caught it, was able to do the same thing, put up a front, and then act a full child, purposely trip over my own feet and act like a normal child while letting him touch a certain part of me, my consciousness, a certain part of it, so that it's there, but it's just confirming what they knew before. I don't know if that's real or not. It's just so long ago. I'm 58 now, going toward 59. That was so long ago. But I do have those two specific memories. And that's what happened at the Maisha Johnson meeting is I have these memories. And then she was talking about it. And then when she said they typically do this in an asylum, they take these kids to an asylum or they've moved near an asylum or something like that. And that's where they do this, sometimes with electroconvulsive and all this kind of stuff, or I guess. I don't know exactly, but she said it's near an asylum. When she said that, it kind of triggered me. And when that happened, the whole Zoom shut down. I don't think I'm going to bring that up on the meeting that with electricity. Sometimes when it snaps like that, weird things happen with electricity. And the whole Zoom crashed, and they had to restart it whenever she mentioned that in the meeting about the asylum because that haunted house video you saw out there. Um, there's a haunted house video out there. I have my mom talking about it early on, like shoot, really early on stuff. I don't even remember what number that was, 5, 12, something like that, really early. Haunted house. But whenever the Zoom crashed, I went out and looked. I knew there was an asylum nearby called Central. Used to be called in the way back when I was born, 60s, 3s, 50s. Some people called it the Insane Asylum of Alexandria. It's actually in Pineville. It's called Central. And when she said that about the asylums, it triggered me. And when the Zoom went down, I went on Google Earth. I know the address of the house. I pulled it up, and it's like I did not realize it was that close. It's within walking distance of that house we lived in. The asylum was literally, even as a small kid, could have walked to it that close. Just like it was like 2 or 3 houses down. There's a railroad track. You cross the railroad track, and the asylum's on the other side, like that close, really close. And that's what triggered it. And I was like, oh my god, that's just weird. It's just weird. I don't know. But that asylum, it was interesting. So I am going to show that in the May 19th meeting, the house where it was in relation to the asylum. I'm going to show a picture of it because there were times when Dad would take a shortcut through the asylum, and we would see people sitting in those chairs, like they have chairs there with bars across the lap that lock the people into the chairs a long time ago. Actually, the thing's still functioning, but only a few hundred people there now. But back in the day when I was born, 1963s, into the 50s, into the 60s, there were about 3,000 people housed there. There's also a wing for the criminally insane, an area where they did do electroconvulsive therapies and all this kind of stuff. So you can look it up on Google or one of these search engines, DuckDuckGo or whatever, Brave, one of these search engines. But it's Central Asylum, and it's in Louisiana. So, I don't know. It's interesting, but it triggered me. And so I've been working on that. I am going to show that part of it. Boy, I'm rambling now. I'm on my last slide. I've got like 13 or 14 slides or PowerPoint pages. I don't know how I can keep it short. I'm going to have to cut something out because it's a lot. There's a lot out there. Just got to figure out how to cut it short. Don't know how to do that, but my last slide, it's got me. It's got me because I'm leading up to tell them what my mission is, kind of what it feels like, what these weird songs come on the radio I've put out here about, like being a guardian, a new guardian, a portal guardian kind of thing, and everything that goes with it, and trying to explain that. And it's difficult because they're all like healers and teachers and channelers and all this kind of stuff, body workers and all these real things like that, and I am none of that. I just keep getting pounded over the head about this protector guardian thing over and over. It's still happening. Yeah, it's still happening. I just haven't put videos out on it because I already have it on there called Songs on the Radio, and then I don't know, some weeks later or something, it happened again. Songs on the Radio again, and after that point, I'm like, I hate repeating myself. It's like I've already put it out there once, like telepathy, so I don't keep talking about it. Stuff still happens daily on all this kind of stuff daily, but it's like I've already said it once. Why am I going to repeat myself? So Songs on the Radio, yeah, it's still happening. Was it just last week again? It was, yeah. I was like thinking about this, like I wonder if it's going to happen again. 11:11, come on the clock. I wonder what song might play weird like that. It's a song actually called The Guardian. It came on at 11:11. I'm like, well, there it is again. And I just wasn't going to pull over and video it. It's like I've already done that. I'm not going to repeat it. But stuff still happens like that. It still hits me over the head, and I'm having a hard time admitting that, accepting that. I'm having a real hard time with it. Because for me, it's a really big deal. That's a really big deal. And I'm not a really big person. So I don't know. Still learning, still trying to figure things out. So I don't know. Just still trying to figure it out. Yeah, well, with the asylum part across on a little house, kind of explains to me, I guess, right? Kind of crazy. Anyway, still getting ready for May 19th. We'll see what happens.